Do you still love me or not?
I need something outside.
So, this is the last day of Octoberfest. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun, and I hope you stay going forward, because basically all the things I did during Octoberfest are things I do here all the time, or things that I'm bringing back because I used to do all the time, like the book nook and journal with me. Stick around for a while, and welcome to the last day of Octoberfest. Like I said, day 31. It's Halloween. Don't know if you celebrate Halloween. If you don't, you can ignore this message. If you do, happy Halloween. I personally like Halloween. I like this season of year. It's one of my favorite seasons. Today, I want to do something that I actually have never done on this channel. I thought it'd be nice because it's the last day of the month. Just a new thing. So this is probably the only video, which is the type of video that I've never done, and it's a reaction video to like some internet commentary, but it's not like internet commentary. It is from a talk show host. It's like, I guess it's a podcast, but they're all formatted like late 90s talk shows, like where the person sat down with the host and was doing exclusive interviews. So anyway, it's Cam Newton. Now, before anyone says anything, this is not going to be like a Cam Newton bash video. I don't hate the man, but I also don't like the man, but I'm also not indifferent to the man. I used to think, like, I saw clips where when I first was introduced to Cam, I ain't know where he came from. I just knew he had a big old following, and I was like, why? Apparently he plays football. If some of y'all didn't know, like me, my boyfriend had to tell me. I used to see clips of him talking to black men, and I liked how he helped them actually sit in their feelings and like really talk about moments that were hard for them. Like, he didn't make no weird jokes. He didn't try to move the topic along. He didn't like talk down to the man for expressing himself genuinely. So I liked that aspect. That's how I first seen him, in clips like that. Then I saw a full video, and it was an older gentleman. I think this video was probably one of the most circulated videos right now because of what happened, but it was an older gentleman. I believe his name was Jason Williams. If that's not right, I'm gonna correct myself on the screen. He was an older gentleman, older black gentleman, of course, and he was coming to him from a place of Christian worship. So they both identify as Christians, and he was trying to basically tell him some things about Christianity and how a man should move if he believes in this faith, and you know where certain things stem from. And he was talking about accountability, and I've talked about this a lot, like discipline when it comes to athletes, applying the same discipline they do in their career to their romantic life seems to be like moving the goalposts. So, pun intended. Now he has another man on here named Joey BadA, and I wanted to watch this video because it was very short, and I wanted to do a reaction to it and then give my thoughts after. So let's get into the video.
As a whole, what I've come to really learn about relationships is that it's a very reflective process. Don't nobody know you or experience you as much as your partner. So your partner, you know, essentially can become an asset or a liability, right?
Yes.
To you. But
Hold
it
on.
works in the asset way because it's like, yo, I see you. And I see what you may not see about yourself. And I'm going to point out things for you. I'm going to shed light for you in areas, you know, where you could do better at. And I'm also going to big you up in the areas that you're doing great at. Because it's like, we should know that. Everybody needs reassurance. You know what I'm saying? They say that the masculine grows by challenge and the feminine grows from praise. But
That's a really good one. And he also pointed out, he's pointing out something that I've said before about relationships, where I was talking about, or maybe I said it on my Delicate Darker channel, how relationships, they aren't just things you get in so that you can receive stuff. It really is a place where you actually get to know yourself the most in your relationships. It don't always have to be romantic. It can be like familiar relationships, friendships, and stuff like that. But those are times, like in your interaction with others, is where you have the opportunity to really understand yourself. Like, you know yourself as a person by yourself, but someone else standing in front of you, I think a romantic relationship and family is different. In a romantic relationship, this person knows a side of you that family's never gonna know. And there's an intimacy that even family doesn't know, because this is your like life partner. And in this romantic relationship, they have a way of being able to show you yourself in full mirror, like without any cut cards. Because at the end of the day, this isn't somebody who grew up with you, who gives you all these considerations and passes, or is unnecessarily biased against you. You know, your family can be hot or cold towards you, like always you're the villain, it's always your fault, or you know, oh, this just happened, or you know, somewhere in between. But basically there's some sort of implicit bias with your family. This is a complete stranger that you've come together. They're coming with a whole set of different life experiences, and I think that's what helps the mirror be so clear. The fact that this person knows you from nothing, really, like just life. They're not raised with you in the house, seeing all the things you're going through and stuff. They come to you, and you get to see yourself as you are in a relationship. And that's what I firmly believe. So you never learn as much about yourself as you do in a relationship. I stand by that.
That don't mean that only men grow from challenge and only women grow from praise, because we both have both essences inside of us.
Sure.
So we both need both, but it's just the proper balance you gotta find. As men, we need more challenge, and as women, they need more praise. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful for my lady. You know what I mean? Because she's come into my life, and she's taught me so much by just us existing in the container together. Because that's like kind of what a relationship is. It's like you and this person in this container, or like, you know, in this house. That's why, like, you know, when relationships are at the beginning and you get past that quote unquote honeymoon phase, a lot of people don't survive after that, because once you get in that container and you start unpacking and the demons come out, the trauma start running around the crib. You're like, what the fuck is that?
That's the real shit. That's why people also say you do not really know your partner until you live with them. Now, living with partners isn't for everybody. Religious reasons, moral reasons, whatever, personal preference. Some partners don't ever live together, even after they get like married. So this is all about personal preference. But if you are someone who plans to be living with someone for the rest of your life, that is when you learn the most. And that comedian, Sam, I don't know her last name, I can't remember it now. Oh, Sam J. She had a bit where she was like, marriage is crazy because it's like, why didn't you do the dishes? Like, you don't know my childhood. That is, honestly, is living with somebody. That statement is just living with somebody. That is crazy.
Woo! I didn't know you had that. You know, what was that? You dig what I'm saying? But these things, you know, you got to understand, like, it comes with everyone, right? And these things, once you have the patience and the understanding and the willingness to grow and to accept, you gain so much wisdom and knowledge from it, you know what I'm saying? Which is essential to our growth, you know what I mean? Like, the best way that we grow is from relationships, and I don't just mean like, you know, with your lady or with your man, is just the relationships in general, our connections with other individuals.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if we were the only people, if it was only Cam on this earth, you would have no problems.
We have some issues though, because
I mean, you gotta find what you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you dig what I'm saying?
I'm being facetious.
It's cool. You know what I mean? But you have very limited problems. Most of our problems come from the perspective of how we are perceiving ourselves through the lens of other people. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? So relationships give you that reflective nature in ways that you can grow, in ways that you can't get from just yourself.
Yeah. What lines were
That's
crossed,
very true.
or
Exactly
not
what I
crossed,
said.
but what lines were set that you and her came to grips to say, hey, we not doing this?
Oh, generational shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to heal those generational curses. Like, you know, one of the biggest things, going back to investing, right? For me, it's important to leave for my children a entry point when they become adults. You know what I mean? Like applying all of the rules of thumb that you're saying, allowances, and you know what I'm saying, giving them that preparation so by the time they get there, they're not just reckless with their spending. But I think that it's important that we put our future generations in positions to excel. You know what I mean? Because I look at it like this, like most of us, we born while our white counterparts are born on the 50-yard line. You know what I'm saying? They halfway there. We born outside the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Some of us ain't even in the parking lot.
You ain't even on the premises.
We ain't even in the premise. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take 2 buses and a train to get to the stadium. And then after that, we gotta pay admission to get in.
You ain't right.
Quarter one.
And then we only
That's
got admission
America
enough
right
for the
there.
nosebleeds. You know what I mean? We still gotta. So it's like, you know, that's been a very prominent point that you know, my partner and I have been making as it pertains to, you know, our son. Where it's like,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. You know what I mean? It's like, because I look at it like this, man. Like, damn, if only my parents knew to get some of that Coca-Cola stock in the 90s and put it in my name, I come in this thing 900 grand strong. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to apply that to the future. That's just one aspect
literally
of it. I mean, you know, and
what
that's,
kind
that's,
of investments
that's
can I make that look like
most of all,
future,
like, you know, a big part is emotional
investments, like,
and how much
trying to stare down
us as a community of people,
the tunnel.
You get the therapies and all of this shit. Like how much that shit was taboo for us growing up. You know what I'm saying? Most of our parents ain't never did therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like they generation, like the fuck, like you trying to call me crazy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to say I need a shrink? This ain't shit wrong with me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So normalizing things like that, being able to, and I hate to get into the whole terminologies and shit, but it's important. Like creating safe spaces for us to be able to express with each other.
Do y'all do therapy?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. We do counseling.
For that, right?
Commercial. All right, that was cute.
As you guys met, were you ready to be in a relationship? Was she ready to be in a relationship? Or was this something that happened?
It's something that happened. You know what I mean? I think there was a part of both of us that was ready for a certain type of experience, but I don't think we came into it like we're looking. You know, we're are you the one? Nah, it was more so like, you know, we met each other and we crossed paths and it was super abundant as far as the connection and it's like, wow, like, you know, really like it here. Let's see how it develops. Right. You know what I mean?
I think that is key. Like, you know how people are always like, when you know, you just know, and you always feel like, and I knew and it worked out terribly. It's not the same thing. You can want someone and like someone in the past, but there is, I think especially if you are a woman dating, I feel like women's intuition is real, right? We all have established that by now. And it's just, you can, there's no question when your potential partner is pursuing you, there's a difference in how other people pursue you, and it's not something that can be measured. It's only something that can be felt, I truly believe, where you are sitting in that moment with that person and it is just unequivocally different. It is fundamentally different. Everything about the situation. It don't even have to be like literal differences. Like, I've never done this and this person did this for me and this person took me here and I've never been there. It doesn't even have to be like that. It's just the feeling, the vibe between you two, the way you talk to each other. It's different from anything that's ever happened to you before. And you are absolutely certain this person is for you, as in this person is actually here because they want to be here. There's no games. You don't feel any ulterior motives from them. Stuff like that.
And it just continued to develop, and then eventually it blossomed, and then eventually it's like, yo, so we go together. You know what I mean?
Did you ask her to go out with you?
I did. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You didn't?
It was assumed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took so much heat for that.
Yeah, nah. I asked because, you know, for me, I like to be clear, man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be
clear.
riding on
For real?
no line or nothing like that. So yeah, I was at a point where I'm like, yo, listen, man, like,
I said
it's
this
been
was
about like, you know,
family
8 months, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, before you ask me, I just want to make it
That
clear to
reaction
you,
was
like,
weird.
yo, you know, I'm down to do this. It's something that I
Like,
want
he
to do.
sounds like he's
You know what I'm
Was
saying?
it
business.
informal or formal?
like,
What do you
he
mean by
said,
that?
like, to be
Like-
clear.
Like, will you be mine?
Yeah.
Nah,
was it in passing or was like, no, babe, like, you mine?
Nah, I wouldn't even say like.
That's some cinematic stuff. Like,
Yeah, nah, okay. So it was more informal.
Okay.
It was more informal.
And that's what I meant by like,
Cause I like shit to be natural. You know what I mean? Like,
but when I had this conversation before,
talking about two
I
different
should have
things.
said it was an informal understanding that me and my lady had, right? It wasn't that I never asked her to be my boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. It was more or less like, it was when you're around each other so much and you start hinting to around like, nah, what you doing?
yeah,
Girl, I'm yours.
yeah.
Like,
And you mine.
I'm trying to tell
So
you.
where you at right now?
I need to know. I'm looking for you with the flashlight.
I'm concerned.
Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
home.
yeah, right.
Honey, E.T.,
Yeah.
extraterrestrial. like-
ETA. Estimated time of arrival. How soon? How far?
Matter of fact, FaceTime me right now. I
Yeah,
need to
right,
know.
right,
Like,
right.
bump all the semantics, right? But this is the thing, though, that I've obviously been a fan of you. You wasn't always the monogamous type, though.
All those JB.
This is true.
What shifted? You were open about polyamorous and that being in a state of mind in rap music where
Oh, yeah.
money, cars, clothes, you know,
Hoes.
you dig. So
I suppose.
for that, you go through a realization that's like, yo, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen for you?
Yeah.
And was this something that you wanted, or was this some of the requirements that she had?
No. It was not a requirement that she had, not in a way of like, you know, she just was cool with me doing whatever. But it was nothing forced. It was, I made the decision. You know what I'm saying? I made that choice that's what I
Right,
wanted
that's
to
the
do.
only way those
But,
things can
yeah,
work.
you know,
can't ask
it's journey.
somebody to.
You know what I'm saying? It came with
If they're
maturation. You know what I'm
polyamorous,
saying? Like,
you have to
on my
accept
journey,
that this
because,
is
you know,
part
prior
of
to
your life.
this relationship,
Not
I was in a
hoping
previous
that
relationship
will be
on
the
and off
change.
with like my high school sweetheart.
that's
and
only
everything.
something that can come
So that
from
gave me a certain
the
type
person.
of experience.
Monogamy
So by the time
is
that
a choice.
ended, I was like, okay, cool. I spent a lot of time of my life trying to make this thing work. Now I'm at a point in my life where it's like, maybe I need to try this other thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's when the polyamory idea came into place. Like, you know what? I'ma just, listen, I fuck with you and y'all should know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wanna be like there was a growth there for sure when I came to that point, because it's like, look, I don't wanna lie to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanna be 100, I wanna be truthful. But then what I realized from that in hindsight was there's a certain part of me that was not satisfied. I was unfulfilled. And I think I was using that of what I wasn't feeling for
Keep
myself.
looking down 'cause it was a tiny
And I was
thing.
trying to use that to find in other people.
so that's the end of that clip of the video. His interview is only like 3 hours long and shit. But yeah, just to give my small thoughts on that, especially that ending portion when he's talking about polyamory. Like, do I believe polyamory is real? Yes. Do I believe some people really are polyamorous? Yes. But I do believe that polyamory does not always equate to polygamy, meaning you don't necessarily have to be engaged with multiple relationships just because you are a polyamorous person. You might choose to be a more monogamous person that keeps things open, or you can be fully monogamous. Do I believe monogamy is real? Absolutely. Like when people say monogamy isn't real, I think it's weird, because I think some people have the capacity to be engaged with more than one person in an authentic manner. Some people do not have that bandwidth. I am one of those people. I learned over the years that I do not have the bandwidth for multiple people at a time. And I feel like monogamy is very real, and it is also a choice. Just like polyamory is also kind of a choice. So actually, I should say polygamy, because monogamy and polygamy are the institutions in which the love resides. But so polygamy is a choice and monogamy is a choice. You choose every day. That it doesn't have to be, just because something's a choice doesn't mean it's a hard choice. Like if I told you, would you rather have a brownie or a platter of dirt? It's not a hard choice, but it's still a choice, right? And I'm not saying polyamory or monogamy are brownies and dirt. I'm just saying that just because somebody chooses monogamy doesn't mean they're fighting for their life every day. It's a very natural choice for some people, a very easy choice, a choice that you like. And his ending, that part really was very interesting to me, because he was saying that he was using his polyamory and exploring that side of his heart as a way to be fulfilling things in himself that he hadn't addressed. And I think a lot of people might want to take a look at that. The same way we tell people not to rush into a relationship with one person before you even really know yourself. It's very important. You can't go to your partner, even though, like I said earlier, it all comes full circle. Like I said earlier, you can have relationships that show you yourself more than ever. And I think because of that, that's why people tell you don't go into a relationship looking to be fulfilled, because you're just going to get a reflection of all the things you're missing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel emptier than ever, because you're going to see all the gaps bigger than ever in a relationship. So that is why people are like, you need to know yourself to an extent. Like, no one's like a finished project. You're still living your life, but you need to know yourself to an extent. You need to understand how you work. You need to be self-aware of the things and open to the possibilities that there are stuff that you need to improve on, so that when you go into a relationship and these things are shown back at you, you're not spiraling out of control and then looking for another person. That's why some people, they're like, how can you get everything you want from one person when that's their basis for a polygamous relationship style? I'm always interested to know, like, well, what is it that you're looking for your partners to give you? Like, when that's the basis, instead of something like, I just feel so much love for all these different people. When so you can't get everything you want. I always hear that you can't get everything you want from one person. And I just want to know, what is it that you're looking for your partners to give you? And why is that their job? Why is that their main job? Are you able to give all those things to your partners? So that's always the question I have. And it's a genuine question. It's not a question of judgment, because I would say the same thing, and I have said the same thing about monogamous relationships, where it's like you get into a relationship because this person does this and does that, and you're looking for someone to do, instead of thinking of a relationship as two people coexisting and deciding that they like coexisting together. That's really what a monogamous relationship is. Somebody that's like, I really like doing this life thing with you. I feel like you're someone that I have in my corner, like being in someone's corner, being the right hand man. Like, that is what your partner should feel like, your right hand. And if you're getting into a monogamous relationship just to fill a hole in yourself or to get something, it's always gonna end up like static, you know? So it's on both ends of the spectrum of polygamy and monogamy. So polyamory, if you're trying to explore things, explore yourself first. You don't have to be a finished perfect person. I don't care what anyone tells you. Loneliness can be your driver into a relationship, but you need to be self-aware about that fact that you are lonely. That way you are not getting desperate, because lonely is just an emotion everyone feels, but it can translate into desperation when you are not self-aware that you are searching for a relationship out of loneliness. You can just be searching for companionship out of loneliness. But you'll have a clearer mindset. You won't settle for anything. You'll be looking for a compatible companion because you're lonely. You want to look for friends. You want to look for a partner, but you'll have a self-awareness when you actually proclaim what it is you're looking for. I hope everyone understood that. I like this topic. I'm glad I picked it as my reaction. I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, like the video so I know. And maybe I'll do that every once in a while, just reacting to, I'll probably keep it to more famous people's podcasts that I would react to, simply because it feels more neutral. They are already public figures, and I don't want to, be, critiquing like a person that's just trying their best. Like, I know the celebrities are trying their best as well, but what I'm saying is, like, a person who, even if it's like a famous person from YouTube, I have a hard time thinking about critiquing them, because they're not a public figure, they're just a figure in public. That's a whole thing. So I'll probably stick to, like, people who are already in the public eye majorly. It's an easier playing field, you know what I mean? Okay, thanks for watching. Happy October. Happy Halloween. If you're seeing this after Halloween, hey. Welcome. Better late than never. See you guys.
Do you still love me or not?
I need 7